Look at all these birds. Oh my God.
They're all nesting. Eggs in that. Well, there's going to be 10 more goals, huh? Yep, I hear you. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. What do I do?
Well, let me go first if you don't like it. There's a dead bird up ahead, I think. One right here. I'm going over here. Little toad things. This is really cool.
Is that connected?
No.
This glad we did the 2 islands. He must have just watched us right into that street.
He's looking at you like, I'm coming to get you. Okay. This baby's over here too.
Boy, they really spotted it.
Start heading back this way. See, people are going up now. You can see that.
The landmark of Channel Islands National Park. On a super clear day, you can even see it from the mainland, and so famous that it's even been embroidered on our shirts, part of our logo for Island Packers here. But as you can see, the birds love the arch as well, and all of that bird guano up on top is actually a really important nutrient for the kelp forest below. They help fertilize that really diverse ecosystem underneath the surface of the water, which is all actually within the national park as well. The boundary extends a mile out from the island, so all of this kelp forest is considered national park, and all of the animals live within it are national park animals too. If you went straight through that arch, that's actually due south, and you wouldn't hit another piece of land until you hit Antarctica. So it's pretty cool there. It's really interesting to think of the Channel Islands and even the coast of Ventura, Oxnard, Santa Barbara as being actually a south-facing coastline. Something that growing up here I thought was pretty odd. You look out toward the ocean, expect to be facing west, but you're really not in this area. It's called the Southern California Bight. Things to do, probably one of the most sustainable fishing you can ever do is coming out on a sport fishing boat and bringing your own boat out and catching your own food. Protected since the 1970s by the Marine Mammal Protection Act and Endangered Species Act. They have fully bounced back at this point. They're most likely near carrying capacity, which is about the most that the environment can withstand. So they're doing quite well at the moment. Over there, probably only a couple hundred pounds. They can get up to about 600 to 800 pounds, the fully grown males. But those are going to be out at the outer islands of Santa Rosa and San Miguel on the sandy beaches in their breeding colonies. But these guys will just practice defending their own little piece of rock until they get big enough to go out there and compete with the large males. But hauling out is a really important part of their life cycle. Interesting as a marine mammal that they have to spend hours every day out of the water. But you can see they're all different colors, but they're actually all basically the same color when they're wet and all the same color when they're dry. It's just some of them have been out of the water for hours and hours today, and others have just gotten out of the water. And they are different than seals, so they're not seals. They are sea lions, which are most closely related to fur seals. And the differences that you could tell easily are that they can prop themselves up on their front flippers and kind of flip their back flippers under them and walk around. You'll never see a true seal doing that. They have to move kind of like an inchworm by flopping on their belly. And something you might not be able to see is they also have external ear flaps. These sea lions do, and that's another notable characteristic that hopefully you're never close enough to notice. On land, they're not super friendly. They're actually quite aggressive because it's not where they feel comfortable. Although they can run like 20 miles an hour, they are definitely less comfortable on land. But definitely keep your distance on land. Especially recently when we've been having domoic acid poisoning in a lot of these sea lions caused by an uncommonly large algal bloom of this phytoplankton called Pseudonychia that produces a neurotoxin. So causing them to act kind of drunk and very uncoordinated, disoriented, and sometimes aggressive. And so they're really recommending to stay away from sea lions on the beach extra because of that. Still trying to figure out what is causing it, but they believe it might be due to runoff and extra nutrients from the mainland. But it's getting progressively worse over the past few years. It goes through these phases where a bunch of these sea lions are turning up very disoriented or even dying on our local beaches. But luckily it usually lasts a couple months and then they're back into the normal rhythm of things, coming out here just eating a bunch of fish and swimming around happily around Anacapa Island. I'm sure you guys have acquainted yourself with the kelp flies already. They nest on the kelp, lay their eggs on the kelp, and always hitchhike with us to get back to the mainland, but they're not protected, just so you know. You see even more sea lions out there on those rocks. They really do a good job of blending in. We actually have 6 different species of pinnipeds, so basically fin-footed critters. Harbor seals. We have northern elephant seals. We have northern fur seals, Guadalupe fur seals, which are pretty rare out here, as well as stiller sea lions sometimes. So a lot of different pinnipeds that can be found out here, most of which are going to be on those sandy beaches breeding out on San Miguel Island. But we do get some of them in closer, like the spotted harbor seals and the California sea lions. clear waters. There she blows. Oh, that whale's now going from right to left. No, now they're going right to left. Okay, going right to left. So 1, 2, 3, at least 3 humpback whales, maybe 4 humpback whales straight off our bow. As Brittany mentioned, we are just making our way straight back into Channel Islands Harbor, and lucky us to have these humpback whales. So yes, they are swimming from right to left, conveniently for us, and they will be closer to the bow as we get closer to them. We're kind of in a perpendicular, and there are some common dolphins out there too. Look at all those flashes that are about off our bow. To the left, there's another whale. Okay, at least 5 whales. There's a tail. And I looked past that whale at 11 o'clock, and there's the big megapod of common dolphins we saw earlier. Whales back up and right. I sound like I'm an auctioneer right now. But there's whales. There's whales, everybody. So just to be outside, up on the bow, that one just showed us the tail fluke. Common dolphins are starting to come over towards the Vanguard. But welcome to one of the healthier bodies of water in the world, the Santa Barbara Channel. In fact, the entire California coastal waters are so rich with these upwellings. Here comes the common dolphins for those of you on the bow. Look straight down. They're right below us now. Look straight down, right underneath the bow. Lots of common dolphins. These are long-beaked common dolphins. Kind of hard to tell the difference. Took me a while. But once you start to see them all the time, the long-beaked definitely have a longer beak than the short-beaked common dolphins. But those are the 2 species of common dolphins that number in the tens of thousands. Humpback whales back up, 1 o'clock, kind of swimming towards, once again, right to left. There's the larger one. I think that's maybe an adult and a calf, not quite. Beautiful, 1 o'clock, everybody. Those whales are kind of swimming in a course that we're going to intercept right up in front of us. So super cool to see these humpback whales. Once again, they're just one of the many great conservation success stories. You see the other whales about a quarter mile past them, and even more whales a mile away. Oh my gosh, there's whales everywhere right now. It's on the right here. Not a deeper dive yet. I'll try to do my best to give you a heads up on when we might see a tail fluke. They'll show us a high arch. But what a special way to end a beautiful afternoon out here at the Channel Islands National Park. High arch and a tail. So to be surrounded by hundreds of common dolphins. Oh, here comes a whale pretty close to us, you guys, right off to the right. Oh, that was a nice tail. That was can you tell that was a little younger one? Maybe a sub-adult or even this year's calf as they grow really old. Or, I mean, they grow really old. They grow really fast. These humpback whales are a medium-sized baleen whale. We learned a lot about humpback whales with Brittany earlier today. But unbelievable. So these 2 whales, you see those slick spots? They could be coming up pretty close here, or they could be down for a few minutes. And there are times they swim under the boat and come up on the other side. Your eyes open up in front of us. Oh, here they are, right next to us, everybody. Left side, left side. Coming right under towards us here. Okay, you guys, he went under the boat. I think he's going to come up on the right side. That's just my educational guess. All right, maybe another spout in a moment before we see the tails again.
vibration as they're diving down. So I'm going to kind of different whale that just came up at 3 o'clock. Here's our whale closer to us at about 2 o'clock. So we used to hunt these humpback whales, hunted them to the brink of extinction. We get to live in an exciting time where we're bringing these beautiful animals back from the brink of extinction. Beautiful spout off to the right. Alright, so these 3 humpback whales are off on their right side here, starboard side. Just let you enjoy the sounds of the spouts here.
Your phone works. Just keep it connected. No, people just got right in front of everybody that's taking pictures.
Another tail off to the left now, everybody, as we kind of turn back on course here for our direction. The whales are swimming off to the sunset, off into the west. So all the whales are now on the left-hand side. As I said that, we just see some whales earlier off our bow. But through happywhale.com, the scientists who study humpback whales are super appreciative of whale watchers around the world uploading their photographs. It's been able to add a lot of really important data as we better understand not only their migration. Yesterday we had a humpback whale that was generally not seen off the California. It was from the Hawaii population. So about 2% of our humpback whales come to us from Hawaii. Most of our humpbacks are coming up from Mexico and Central America. Most of the Hawaii humpbacks